Hello everyone, welcome back to the third lecture on OSI model. In this video, I will cover network layer, data link layer and physical layer. In the previous lecture, we have already discussed about application layer, presentation layer, session layer and transport layer. So let's start with network layer. When network layer receives a segment from transport layer, it adds its header to that, and after adding that header, that information is called packet, and it works based on IP address. So segment plus IP header equals to packet. It determines the best path to move data from source to the destination based on network's condition and priority of service and other factors. So its function is to choose the best path, and it is responsible for routing and forwarding the data. And network layer is used for logical addressing. Let's say for an example, we have two different networks and user of Pune location wants to communicate with the user at Delhi location. For that, packet will reach router first, and after that router will do the routing, and packet will go through this router R1, and R1 can further send the data through different paths. Our router can send the data through this path, or can choose this path, or the data can go through this path as well. So we have multiple paths to send the data. So network layer will find the shortest and best path. Now we'll talk about data link layer. So when the packet comes from network layer to data link layer, data link will add a Ethernet header to it, and that information is called frame. So the process of adding a header in existing data or information is called encapsulation or framing. So the header which is added to the frame that contains hardware destination and source address. So data link layer is responsible for transporting data within a network, and switches work in this layer. Switches identify the device based on MAC address. MAC address is media access controller. So as we know that switches work on this layer, and switches are intelligent devices because they can identify the data based on MAC address. So we call switches as layer 2 devices because they forward the traffic based on the MAC address. Now we'll discuss about functions of data link layer. So it's one of the function is physical addressing. Identifying devices based on MAC address, the data link layer adds a header to the frame that contains a destination address. Frame is transmitted to the destination address mentioned in the header. It also helps in error control, that is error detection and error correction. So it provides error detection by checking frames with the help of a process called CRC, that is cyclic redundancy check. If any frame has any issue, it will be resent. Its another function is framing. So these are the functions of data link layer. Now we'll discuss about physical layer. So physical layer controls the signaling and transferring of bits onto the physical medium, or you can say it is responsible for the actual physical connection between the devices. The physical layer contains information in the form of bits, that is zeros and ones. Its one of the function is line configuration, which means it defines the way how two or more devices can be connected physically. Its another function is physical topology, means physical layer specifies the way in which different devices or nodes are arranged in a network, that is bus topology or star topology or mesh topology. So its another function is data transmission. It defines transmission mode, whether it will be half duplex or full duplex mode between the two devices on the network. Its one of the function is signaling. It determines the type of signals or signal used for transmitting the information. Let's say if you are using copper media, then it will use the electric signals, and if you are using fiber media, then it will use light signals, and in case you are using wireless media, then it will use radio frequency waves to send the information. And hubs, repeaters, modem and cables are physical layer devices. This works on layer 1.